Hello. Here I am. Yeah. A little bit later than normal, right? That's alright. I think I'm fine with that. I don't know how long I'm going to stream today because of that, though, so... You know, I put in a definite Fall Guys and a maybe something else, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough time for something else. But... who knows how long I'm gonna be playing this, because I really don't play that much Fall Guys before I get sick of it. Get sick of it pretty quickly. Anyways. Fuck, what do I do? You know what, let's start out going wild. Let's start out with the Gauntlet Showdown. And don't forget to start your timer. Never forget to start your timer. I've always remembered every single time. But yeah, I said I was going to be gone yesterday. And surprise, surprise, I was gone yesterday. Pretty expected there. You know, I get home from work pretty late, and yesterday especially was pretty tiring, because I got maybe 4 hours of sleep. You know, that's an optimistic 4 hours of sleep. It was probably a little bit less, because I didn't have the best sleep. Does no one queue for Gauntlet Showdown anymore? Did I make a mistake? Should I be queuing normal queue? I should probably be queuing normal queue. It appears that nobody queues this anymore. I'll give it a little bit longer. When I hit 2 minutes, that's too much for me. I gotta move on after 2 minutes. But yeah, I thought I would get home much earlier today. Today, I didn't even mention it on Friday, I don't think. Maybe I did. But, yeah, I celebrated my birthday with my dad today. So we went over to his place. And, his place is like a solid 30 to 40 minute drive out from our place. But I also just didn't expect to stay there as long as we did. We stayed there for quite a while. So got home pretty late. And, I mean, yeah, we had a good time. We played Up and Down the River, which I don't know how common of a card game that is, because I've never heard of it played outside of in my family. But, oh, look at that, queuing, right before 2 minutes, too. I lost Up and Down the River. I also don't know if we play by the normal rules, because I don't know if there are normal rules. The rules as I know it are, you start with a 7-card deal, and the way the game works is one person leads a trick, and you only play 1 card per trick, and it's just highest card wins. You go around. There's also a trump, which is revealed after deal. But basically, you bet on yourself to see how many tricks you can do, so even if you don't get that many tricks, you can still steadily work your way up to winning. But, you know, you don't want to be overshooting how you think you're going to do, because if you say you're going to get 4 tricks, and then you only get... well, even if you get 5, if you go over, you're still punished. If you say you're going to get 4 and you get 5, you go down by the difference. But it's pretty fun. It's really hard to play. Like, that game is especially difficult to play when you're playing with new people. And especially if those new people are not only new to you, but also new to the game. It's like really, really hard to accurately bet on yourself when you hear that the person who bet before you is going to get 4 tricks. You're like, oh geez, that's quite the fucking hand you were dealt there. Turns out, nope, they just don't have a good grasp of what a good hand is yet, so you underbid and then end up winning way more, and, you know, it's a whole ordeal. So I lost, is what I'm saying, in more words than I need to. I lost. That's Up and Down the River. Then we played Catan, which took You know, Catan games can be pretty long, especially depending on what house rules you're using, but we played pretty standard, and it still took a while. Took a little bit of time. I won that one, though, so, you know, that feels good. Gotta win today. Other than that, had good food. We brought in Thai food from my favorite Thai place. Dude, I love Thai food. It's so good. So good. But I had a Penang curry, one of my favorites. I need to learn how to make Penang curry. Maybe I should do that. I got most of the ingredients on accident when I was shopping the other day. The only thing I might need is, I mean, I've heard that a red curry paste is like a fine substitute if you can't find Penang, and I got red curry paste. So maybe I'll try that. I think I just need coconut milk, if anything. Because that is a pretty pivotal role. Hello, please get up, Fall Man. Oh, yeah. No, that adds up. Lightly brushed up against that one guy and had enough momentum to push me off. Fair. I did get a little bit close to the edge, down by the river. But still. I take back everything I said. Day 1 of the new update, by the way. Because day 1, I'm pretty sure I was fucking singing the game's praises and being... Well, I wasn't talking about... Like, the game variety I was shitting on, so I shouldn't really say I was singing the game's praises. But I did say, wow, this feels noticeably smoother. Maybe they've improved servers or something? Tightened up a little bit of netcode? No. I take all of that back. The game is just as bad as it used to be. Just for whatever reason, on day 1 of the update, it was seamless. No jittering, no jankiness, but it's back to its old shenanigans. So, don't know what the deal with that was. My guess is that maybe on day 1 of the update, there weren't too many people queuing from other server locations, like... But I don't know. So, like, in my head, I'm like, maybe the issue is there's not enough people to fill a full lobby in just the North American servers, or whatever server I'm on. So it starts picking people from other servers, but I don't think that's how it works. Because I've heard tale from many people in Australia who just cannot find people to queue with. So I don't think that if it's struggling to find a queue, it switches servers. It probably should, honestly, just for playability of the game. Like, it's kind of shitty that people who live in areas that not that many other Fall Guyers are in just can't play the game. Typically, okay, I'm gonna stop doing this. I would like to stop. Typically, I mean, well, maybe not all games, but a lot of games with, servers in mind just let you manually select server. I would not like to go there. I would like to wait for everyone else to go ahead of me there. Ooh. Dude, I am fucking up. What is going on there? I was gonna say I'm fucking up all my jumps today, but that was actually just weird. Like, I was doing a fucking somersault when there was nothing in front of me. Yeah. You know what? You guys go ahead. I'm not getting anywhere close to first on this anyways. Not my best... Not my best, slime climb. Oh, did they speed this up again? Did they slow it down and then decide, no, actually, that was bad, let's speed it up again? Because this feels back to the bad speed that's really fucking hard. They did speed this shit up again. Why? For what purpose? I will keep trying. Oh, okay. I will stop trying. Just kidding. I just don't understand. Why would they speed it up again? People like that. Why just make it impossible? Maybe it's just random. Maybe that's one of the random variances that can happen in maps. That hammer is just fast for no good reason. That would be cool. I think everyone would really enjoy that. If the fun speed thing to go fast was just removed. Good decision. Top 50! It's just that easy, boys. Showing up last and getting top 50. That's Slime Climb. Wow. Surprising amount of people fell. Yeah, I guess if I see the hammer going fast, I should just give up on that dream. Which is upsetting. Because, like, I don't know. That's one of the most fun parts, in my opinion. Dude, Fruit Shoot, everyone's favorite game that will not stop showing up. I didn't mind Fruit Shoot until it was in every single lobby. And I also didn't mind Fruit Shoot until they made it what they call harder. I mean, it is harder, but I don't know. Feels like there is much more left up to chance in Fruit Shoot than there used to be with the old fruits. Wow, that was lucky. Because it didn't used to shoot nearly as many fruits as it does now. And, like, I don't know. The one thing that really needs to change about Fruit Shoot is that there is just no threat whatsoever once you get past the first 10 seconds of Fruit Shoot. Like, if you make it past that first jump, you're in there. Like, there is no threat. Unless you're a dumbass. Or get really, really unlucky. But I really hate how Fruit Shoot is literally just a gamble at the start, and past that, you just slowly watch everyone run faster than you. Well, not run faster, but run ahead of you, because they got lucky earlier on. Not my favorite. I wish there was more to shift the balance in the later part. Alright, so Hexagon. Here we go. This is the game. This is the one. We got 3 people who have skin that cost 10 crowns to get total. I don't know how I feel about my chances. I don't know how I feel. Well, I mean, everyone's fucking running, so I guess I'm running. Okay. Stopped all my momentum. You know, good play, Viking. I hate you, but... Now this is where you win. Yeah, let's go, it's already panning out. Excuse me? This is my zone. Fuck you! How did that not affect him at all? Like, if we both fell, I'd be like, ha 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 ha, cool. The fact that only I fell in that engagement just makes no sense to me. Fuck, well, he's gonna come over. Unless I am really good about this. Okay, I was really good about that. Well, he was actually just really bad about that, is the truth of the matter. They should have noticed that I was doing that sooner and come around. Okay. A little bit delayed on that input, scared the shit out of me. How do I want to do this? Ugh. You know what? Here's how I want to do this. Ugh. Didn't fucking matter. Yeah, because those guys came all the way over. Well, literally, and I just fell through the tiles because the game is really well made. All of my advantage there just completely dissipated. So, feeling good. Like, feeling really, really good. Feeling like Hexagon is just a really fun time for everyone. That guy just fucked himself over for no reason. And this guy is literally going to eat up all of our tiles and make life miserable for both of us. So, I hope you're really happy with yourself, Ninja. You've done a great job. Let's see. I don't think that jump is makeable there. Holy shit. I fucked myself. Yeah, if I had gone on the other path... But who's still alive here? Oh, I could have won that. I don't know. That was really just shit. Start to finish. I don't know. There's so many things. I feel like I played that pretty well, I made one mistake at the very end there, but it was like a really fucking, like, quick decision I had to make. I don't know. When you're playing Hexagon with good... Wait, also... Am I losing my fucking mind? I just realized the final wasn't Fall Mountain, and I was using the other game mode. Did they make it so it's not always Fall Mountain on finals? Because then, I actually really like Gauntlet Showdown. Which makes me confused as to why no one else is queuing. Maybe it's just not common knowledge that it doesn't always end with Fall Mountain anymore, but... This is, I mean, this seems like the game mode. I'm gonna give it another minute. I'm gonna wait till 16 on the clock before I swap out. I don't know why no one's queuing here. But I don't know. I mean, I was going under the assumption... I honestly forgot I was playing Gauntlet Showdown there. Like, I just saw Hex and was like, this is natural, this is good. Yeah, that's weird. It's a weird one. I don't keep up with the patch notes or anything. I did see that they fixed Jump Showdown again. Because I didn't live long enough on the Jump Showdown that I did last time I played this. I was singing Jump Showdown's praises. I was like, wow, look at that. They made it so Jump Showdown starts faster. That's really good. But I didn't stay alive long enough to actually notice that it starts faster, but it never speeds up. So, thankfully they fixed that. And, it does speed up again. I don't know if they kept the fact that it starts faster, though. Alright, I waited longer than 16 on the clock because I was spitting dumb shit. Let's go to main show. Hopefully I can get cues in main show pretty quickly. Maybe no one plays this game anymore. I am playing it at like 11 p.m. on a North American server, but you know, we got some late night gamers. Maybe Fall Guys is meeting its end. I mean, I don't even know why I still play the game, because like I do find so many things about it unenjoyable. I think the main reason is it could be so good. Like, it could be beautiful. And so I keep holding on to the notion that they're going to make it better. And one of these days, it will be beautiful. So obviously I don't want to be rusty. I don't want to be the fucking loser who's getting his ass kicked when they do make it good. Alright, let's work on that. Not a good start if I'm trying to not be the loser. Although, okay, yeah. I fucking hate dual shocks, dude. So often, because I hate the position of the analog stick, so often does my thumb just completely flick off of the analog stick. I don't know why anyone likes these controllers. You're really cool, dude. What was I saying? I had something else very, very important to say. Cool. I fucking suck. Maybe let's go with that. Yep. Hot dog glitching through the floor dragged me along with him. Awesome. I'm just gonna go for it. And it wasn't a good idea, but the hot dog was completely fine. So, honestly, he owes me one. If I make it through this alive, which I really hope I do. I'm getting desperate at this point. I need to be a little bit slower. Alright, that's not what I call slower. In fact, well, by definition, it's slower. Maybe the slowest, because I'm not fucking making this. What happened? What happened to me? Yeah. Let's not talk about that round ever again. And instead, move on to what I really wanted to say, which was, I feel like a lot of people are not really feeling Fall Guys. Like, it could be so good, that's the thing. They just don't talk about what their plans for the future are. And in fact, everything about their front-facing community is not my favorite, which I've talked about before. But there are so many issues that are brought up with the current state of the game, and many people are dissatisfied and don't really have a good time playing the game about 50% of the time, or more. I lean towards the more part, for sure. And, you know, you can just say, yeah, well, it's because you're shit. Did you see that last round? Look, okay. I haven't played that many games since the update came out, so if I'm shit at Night Fever, it's because I've only seen it like 5 times. Don't yell at me too much. I don't know, man. If they don't start adding way more games way faster, like, I keep thinking about that. Like, am I losing my mind? The game was out for 4 months before the first major update. Well, I don't know. You could probably call the variety to levels a major update. But still, that took like 3 months? Like, that was 1 month before the next season. Somewhere around there. So, 3 months until the first major update. Somewhere around there. I might be off by a month, but, you know. It's not that big of a deal in the whole scheme of things. It was a long time before there was a major update. In fact, there was a long time before a minor update. Like, people made some pretty valid complaints. Nothing has been addressed about game balance, really. Ever. Even in the major updates. But goddamn, man. Like, 3 or 4 months, and they made 4 new maps. I just can't get over that. It baffles me. I just don't know where that time went. And I don't know. I'm sure they were dealing with server issues for, you know, let's be generous, a month. But even still, that's a lot of time to only make 4 maps. It's like, that's the only thing that people care about, right? Is adding variety. I mean, sure, having artists work on costumes is sick and all, and, you know, admittedly, that probably did take a little bit of development time while they were working on the new stuff, was having to come out with new outfits for the old season while it was still going. But I don't know. They made a lot of fucking money. And they keep talking about how small their team was to start out with. I feel like they don't want to say the exact numbers because it's probably bigger than most people think it is. I mean, geez. I don't want to say that this is always the case, but if you have enough employment space to hire a community manager, then you probably have a decent amount of employees. Otherwise, you're just doing things really wrong. You having fun there, buddy? He's having a good time. Well, I'm glad someone's having fun. Okay. That's what he does. That's his life, is finding a guy who's got the same color and grabbing them non-fucking stop. That hammer is slow. This is a slow hammer. This is a doable fucking jump now. Look at that! All I had to do was get lucky and let the game let me do it. And I was in there. You guys are cowards. You don't deserve to be rewarded with first place. I was the only hero there. Anyways, I was slow at the start. Maybe because the guy grabbed me for about 30 seconds. Maybe that's why I was slow. You know, who knows? Who knows why I was slow there? But for some reason, I had a harder time making it to first place that round. That's Fall Guys. Oh, God. If they don't do something big in the next season. Like, they've already started it out strong by making this season only 2 months, as opposed to, like, the 3 or 4 months that last season was. So, that's a good start. Definitely makes me a little bit more optimistic. However, I am a little bit concerned that, you know, they spent however many fucking months it was in the first season to make 4 games, that next season's gonna come out and they're gonna be like, we made 2 games, right? Like, that's not enough. That's not enough to make things enjoyable. I mean, people are already upset with the state of the current game, right? And instead of doing anything to address, like, the current game modes that people hate, they added variety to games that people don't hate. Which is just... Like, no one had any fucking issue with the, like, platforming games, right? No one had... Well, some people had issue with Seesaw, but we don't talk about those people. But I don't know. Adding, like, slight randomness to maps is good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. But I definitely will say there were more important things that could have been done about the game. And the biggest thing that I hate about all of this is I hate how I'm talking like any of this fucking matters when it's just Fall Guys, right? Like, who cares? Fuck you. You don't get that ring, bitch! You don't get that shit. Fuck you. Ah! Okay, no one gets it. Alright, fair enough. I don't know how I pushed that block up that fucking incline, by the way, but we don't ask questions like that around here. You know what I really despise about Hoopsie Legend? Like, it's my game, but they fucking murdered it. Well, that sucks. They took my game idea that was perfect and ruined it by the fact that literally... I mean, okay, I shouldn't say literally because that's not true, but, you know, it basically only takes 1 golden ring for you to win the entire match. And okay, well... we both jumped together, and I'm punished. Not only is it, a little bit of a bummer that the golden hoops are way too fucking good, it's also a bit of a bummer that this includes the push blocks. Because, I don't know, there's so many ring locations that you can't, well, I mean, you can, but it's really fucking difficult to jump from, like, far away. There are a lot of ring spots literally designed around the pushable blocks. That's fair to say, right? Like, they put some rings out in the middle of nowhere that they expect you to push the block to get them. The only problem is, you can never benefit from pushing a block to get a ring. You, as a player, can exclusively act as a benevolent being that helps someone else get the ring. Because if you're pushing a fucking block to get a ring, you're not getting it. Sorry to say. It's way too fucking slow to clamber up those blocks. If you're pushing a block to get a ring, you're just giving it to someone else. So, I don't fucking know. Fall Mountain, huh? I got a Hex on a Gauntlet Showdown and a Fall Mountain on a main showdown, whatever they fucking call this. Main event, who knows. I am in the front, so I have advantage. And I'm on the right side, which is even more advantage. But, yeah, you know, it's Fall Mountain. Advantage doesn't really mean that much. It's a very fucking random game. Cool, I fell over, and the guy beside me didn't. It's fair how that works. I just wish that the fucking movement didn't feel so goddamn jank in this game. Yeah. Fuck all of us, right? Like, we just don't deserve victory. Okay. It's Fall Mountain. I won't say I played perfectly, but... You know, you have to take risks in Fall Mountain, especially if you are behind at any moment. You have to do the riskiest play at all times. Otherwise, you're just never going to catch up. There's just not enough. Like, that's still the most frustrating part about Fall Mountain, is the fact that... Well, okay, that's not the most frustrating part. The most frustrating part is the fact that you can spawn literally behind people and never have a chance of victory, even if you play perfectly, just because someone else spawned ahead of you and played perfectly also. They get the win. That's the most frustrating part. Second most frustrating part is just that it's a fucking poorly designed platforming map. And there aren't really any chances of catching up. Which sucks. Makes it not the most enjoyable experience. As opposed to Slime Climb, which I think, when the hammer is slow and lets you jump on it, is one of the most enjoyable platforming maps. Well, no, it's just straight up is the most enjoyable. I don't even know why I was acting like, oh, there might be one that's better. There's like fucking 6 platforming maps in the entire fucking game. Yes, Slime Climb is easily the best out of all of them. And not just because people die if they fall in it. It's also just the most enjoyable. But Slime Climb does not get final. Instead, they gave final to Fall Mountain, which pretty much no one likes. Okay, almost... You know what? Sure. I get punished because other people got hit by the saw. I was gonna say I almost got knocked off by the explosion, which I did almost get knocked off by the explosion, but instead I was still punished because it slowed me down enough to fuck up my cycle. Don't die on Night Fever again. No matter what happens, do not die here. It's really not that hard. It's just other people, man. That's always the case with Fall Guys, though. It's just other people. None of these obstacles would be difficult if not for other people. But that's what the game is, you know? You can't sit here and act like you don't sign up for it by double-clicking on the Fall Guys launcher. I know what I'm coming for, right? I know what to expect. This guy being stuck here when there's no one to interfere, though, that's when you're like, alright. Maybe getting eliminated first round was destiny for you. Not to act like I'm some god gamer who would never fail on Night Fever. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But, you know. If I try. I just wasn't trying last time. It just, you know, slipped my mind that I was supposed to try. Oh, cool. This is a fun one. Everyone loves Jinxed. One of the best games that's somehow still in the pack. Despite there literally being like... no one who enjoys it? I think it's fair to say literally no one enjoys it. Like, how can you? How can you enjoy Jinxed? I want to find a single person who's like, yeah, Jinxed is both fair and balanced. And I just want to talk to them for a bit. I want to see how far that conversation goes. Because I feel like the only plausible answer is, it's because I got it a few times and I won. I won every single time, so how can it be a bad game? If only they knew, right? If only they knew how lucky they were. It's just you as a player cannot do that much. Oh wow, that guy grabbed me from a mile away. See what I'm talking about? See how fair and fun Jinxed is? And I guess we lose for no reason. Oh, that guy literally ran into the other guy and didn't get grabbed somehow. What? Okay. Thanks for grabbing me, teammate. It's 1-2. And we lose still. So, my analysis of that round is me doing my best to not get touched. Also, why did they break it so that when you hit leave game, it doesn't leave game the first time? That's a good feature. Yeah, my analysis is I did my best to not get grabbed. Got grabbed from a mile away. Tried to grab people who were right next to me, and it didn't work. And we lost because... I mean, I don't want to say it's my team's fault. Like, that's very disingenuous and a bad faith argument to be like, ah, my team really let me down there. Because, A, I was also a part that dragged my team down by being jinxed. And B, I have enough IQ, I think above 20 is all you need, to understand that, that game is literally just a 50-50 gamble. And we lost the 50-50 gamble, so... Can't be too upset. Like, it's nearly impossible to get a jinxed game that steamrolls, right? Just the way the game is balanced is, if you are doing well, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage. Because the more enemies you jinx, the harder it is to get unjinxed. Which means the game automatically balances itself so that it's a 50-50 chance. By doing well, you are doing worse. It's just a bad game. Unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. If they had more obstacles to make it, like, I don't know. If they had more platforming elements, like if there was some verticality to it outside of just those spinning platforms, then maybe I could be like, yeah, okay. There is some skill element to Jinxed. But, like, literally the only skill is, can you jump onto those rotating platforms? That's it. That is the only thing that could be classified as difficult, and it's not fucking difficult. You just jump and dive. Have I fucked it up a few times in my life? Yeah, I fucked it up once on that game. But, you know, fucking it up once when you have a team of like 20 people does not decide the game's outcome. The game's outcome is decided by the fact that it's shit. It's a 50-50 chance. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jinx, I mean, it will always be bad by its design. But I think if they really wanted to keep Jinxed in for whatever reason, there are things that could make it better. And that's my thing with Hoopsie, too. Like, I don't want to say that Hoopsie Legends, even if they did make it so it wasn't based around moving platforms, and golden rings were only worth, like, 2 or 3 instead of 5, that would definitely make it better. And 100% accurate to my original vision. However, I don't think it would be a great game still. Like, it would add variety. It would definitely be better. I think Hoopsie's a bad example. I mean, the team version of Hoopsie just literally makes no fucking sense, and I still think that that should be removed, or a lot needs to be done about it to make it better. I don't know. How would they? Like, let's think about if you had to make Hoopsie team. Like, you have to. And you have to make it better than the way it currently fucking is, because it's horrible the way it currently is. How would you make that good? Because, like I've said many times before, there is no team play to Hoopsie. Like, outside of getting ahead and just grabbing people on the other team. Like, I guess that's productive team play, but, you know. That both makes the game miserable for other people, which you wanna, when designing a game, you wanna think about, you know, what people may or may not perceive as optimal. Oh, you can't go that way. Well, I'm glad I didn't go that way either. Because if ever the optimal decision to do in a game is unfun, let's go. You don't want to do it. You don't want to design it that way. Figure out how to make it better. There has to be a way of fixing that. Right? Most of the time there is. I'm not in first place, because it's kind of hard to guarantee your... Well, that guy... I'm not fucking with that. I was gonna flex on people by jumping over to the other side, but that guy was just gonna stand there, so I wasn't gonna deal with it. Because I could easily fuck up my jump by bumping into him slightly. Or he could just decide to grab, because that's funny. I'm still thinking about the hoopsie, though. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. How would you? Like, my first thought is make it so that, like... No, that's just not very fun either. That just makes people camp too much and stick together too much. I was gonna say, like, maybe if, like, a few seconds after a hoop has been gone through by your teammate, you can also go in through that same hoop for bonus points. That might be fun. I feel like people would clump up together too much, though. Maybe that's better. It definitely has more of a team element, but you also don't want to do it too much, because then spreading out is effectively disincentivized, and that makes the game even more rely on camping, so I don't think that's necessarily good either. Another thing I briefly thought of was, like, just have... Well, I mean, that's such a stupid idea. No, I don't even want to say that idea out loud, it's so bad. Fine, if you must know, if you're making me. I was gonna say, have hoops that move around the map, and, they're permanent hoops, but when you go through it, what am I doing? I'm tail tagging. Have them be permanent hoops that when you go through it, it changes it to your color, and either have points add up for how many hoops of your color you have, or just whoever has the most hoops at the end of the game wins. I kind of hate that too, though. I mean, I hate that for a lot of reasons. A, there's still no team play, so that didn't fix the issue I sought after. Okay, yeah, you can grab from that distance. That is fair. I'm glad you think so too. Hello, buddy. Goodbye, buddy. I don't know. Hoopsie might just be dead in the water as a team minigame. I'm struggling really hard to think of how I would make it fun for teams. Like, what is there to do as a team? Like, I don't know. Oh, that guy didn't have a tail? I swear to God, I thought I saw him have one. Oh, well. What? Oh, that does make sense. That does add up. Sorry. I still hate tail tag. That's not controversial. It would be hard for it to be controversial. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I got that. It's just a fun game. It's just a really, really fun, satisfying game that everyone can agree with. Here's how you fix tail tag. Remove that from the game. Like, Hoopsie, when I think about it, I'm like, you can mix it up. Maybe there are some interesting ideas. Like, I don't know. Another thing I was thinking of that is effectively Hoopsie, but not jumping through hoops is... Well, no, that still just makes it so people clump up too much. I hate that. I don't fucking know. I would have to think about it for a while. I'm not saying it's easy to come up with great, you know, minigame ideas. There's pretty much always going to be something that I find to be a problem. Outside of platforming, if you just make a good platforming map, I'll be like, yeah, that fits in Fall Guys, thank you. I enjoy this. Wall Guys is interesting, but I also just kind of hate it for the same reason I hate the movable blocks in Hoopsie Legends, is, like, by choosing to, like, give yourself an advantage, you are choosing to give everyone else an advantage too, and everyone else is going to benefit more from it than you will. So you come up with situations where nobody wants to push a block that has to be pushed because they're effectively punishing themselves by being the one who gains from it the least. It's, yeah, I don't know. But tail tag, like, you know, I don't think anyone, especially with lag, like, when designing games, you should also think about latency. Because latency will exist no matter how much you want to push it away. It is a factor, and okay, was going to be completely fine until two guys bumped into me at light speed. Not really light speed, but they had the force of someone who bumped into me at light speed, which is just as bad. Cool. Oh yeah, tail tag just fucking blows. You are not going to find... Wow, that was cool. Really cool. Liked that. You're not going to find too many people who say tail tag. I just fucking hate... I hate how many people just clump up next to the hammer. There are good opportunities to move forward without getting hit by it. I have made it. I don't think there's any saving tail tag, honestly. The only thing that might make it a little bit better and might make it so latency is not as big of a factor, well, no. I don't know. I don't think anything really fixes it. Anything that's not like... Because you also have to keep the game simple, right? Like, you can't introduce, like, a fucking counter grab mechanic in Fall Guys. I think that's a little bit too much. And also, what made me change my mind? I was like, maybe that would be interesting, but A, that's too complex for Fall Guys, and B, like, that doesn't really help the latency, because you're never going to use your counter grab with the right timing. I mean, I was just thinking, like, if you press the grab button close enough to when you are grabbed, you, like, push them off and struggle away without them getting your tail, but I don't think... It might help, but that's a mechanic that has to be explained somewhere, and that's a really fucking hard thing to do in a game like this. Like, the pushable blocks are a good example of something that's very intuitive, and people will just do on accident. Plus, you are, like, instantly taught how to do it by watching someone else how to do it. You know the grab button, right? And, like, yes, they do show you... I just moved my mouse as if anybody could see it, but you don't... Like, the optimal way of doing things is not having a direct prompt that says, you can press this button to counter grab, right? Because that's both A, not very elegant, and outside of that, because, I mean, who really cares about elegance at the end of the day if a game is fun? It's not elegant, but also, as a mechanic that's introduced, like, midway in a game's development, I don't think that many people are going to... Well, I mean, they'll see the prompt. I don't know. I just don't really like that. Here's what I'll say, then. I think that the blocks are a perfect example of how tutorialization can be done without even needing to be done. Like, nowhere does it have to tell you you can push these blocks. Because sorry, he kind of lagged backwards. I didn't mean to tug at him there. I feel bad. I kind of fucked that. Anyways, nowhere does the game need to tell you you can push those blocks. Because outside of it being intuitive by itself, they look different. They look like they're not attached to the ground. Even bumping into them slightly... I do not do well on defense, honestly. I'm much better suited if I just go somewhere and throw eggs out repeatedly. I did not help my team out all that much this round. So, sorry gamers, but this is what I was meant to do. Just rough him up a bit, you know? Okay, I guess I'll just balance on his head for a decade. Wow, what the fuck? Blue got their golden stolen and now they're turbo fucked. Sick. Yeah, sure. I saw that fly by me. There you go! Sent home! Let's go. What was I talking about? Yeah, okay. So nowhere does the game need to tell you how to do the pushable blocks, because outside of the fact that you could very easily discover it yourself on accident, just watching someone else do it instantly teaches you how to do it, which is perfect for a game like this, right? It becomes problematic if you want to introduce more complicated mechanics, like a counter grab, for example. Like, I think that maybe a counter grab could be interesting, and, like, if you grab shortly after being grabbed, you push the person who grabbed you back with, like, the same amount of push force that happens when you fully grab someone until the end. Like, that would be fine. And that would honestly solve, like, a lot of issues with people camping spots and grabbing people. I feel like a lot of people who do that camp grabbing shit, like Slime Climb especially, people love to grab at the end and stuff. I feel like it would upset them, but, you know, I feel like a decent amount of people would be like, yeah, this is cool. The problem is, it's really hard to... Cool. It's really hard to tutorialize something like that, especially something like that that's pivotal to gameplay as a whole, and was not in the game upon release. Because, like, how do you teach that? In every... Wow, thanks for grabbing me. You're very cool, and also, I think that you deserve to win. Oh, I don't know what happened there. That guy's just teleporting. It's just a well-made game with no issues. I'm not fucking with those guys. But, like, yeah, in every single game that you grab people, could possibly grab people, do you have to teach them, hey, you can also counter-grab by pressing the same grab button. Sorry, I almost made that guy fall, which I would have felt really bad for. You can counter-grab by pressing the grab button with good timing. Right? Like, oh, didn't have to do that. That's really awkward to explain to people. And also, if you saw someone doing it, which is the most important part, it does not immediately teach you how to do it. Like, if you see someone counter grab, or if you get counter... What the fuck was that speed on that dive? If you get counter grabbed, you see someone counter grab, like, nowhere in the game does it show you that that's a thing you can do. And yeah, the game has very few buttons that you can actually input at any given time, so... You could say that just by seeing someone do something, it does teach you something by teaching you that it's something you can do. But, you know, it's still preferential to have it also teach you how to do that. Which, does not do. But I don't know. I still definitely lean towards the initial thing I said was adding things like that. I don't think the game needs to be more complicated to be fun. Like, you know, the simpler the better. It makes it more accessible, which, to some degree, makes the game more enjoyable as a whole, even if you are, say you're the best gamer ever. Like, making an online multiplayer game accessible, especially if it's competitive, is the best fucking thing you can hear. Because that means there's more fodder for you, right? Like, you want bad people to have a good time. That's how you win. This is how we win. More grist for the mill. You know, now especially since I'm doing Hoopsie, I'm thinking real hard about how to make this more enjoyable. And, you know, most importantly, how to make it more of a team game. Because there's another team game that's not really a team game, which is... Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. Team Tail Tag is not a team game. It's more so of a team game than this. But it's still not really a team game. Like, at least in Team Tail Tag, it really does make sense to hold people who have a tail, even if you do have a tail, especially if, like, a teammate is nearby, you can hold down someone who has a tail and let your teammate take it. It's a little bit risky for you, but, you know, that's team play, right? I'm not going to say there's nothing team-related about Team Tail Tag. It's still not a very good team game, though. This really does have nothing that's team-related. It's just you do your best as an individual and are punished if, people on your team do not do as well as individuals. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, I had to... What are you doing, buddy? He's just gonna let me have that. There's a lot of rings over there, but my blue boy's got it. The game is already camp-oriented. I just wanted to make that hard for both of them. The game is already, like, really heavily campable. Oh, blue buddy. We didn't have to do that. Like, you are at a serious disadvantage by not just camping a spot forever. So it's kind of hard to think about how you would A, solve that issue, and B, solve the fact that it doesn't make sense as a team game. The team game part I'm really struggling with, because, like, I don't know what you could do about such an individually focused game. The only thing you could do is make it easier to get rings as a team. In fact, you know what? The Hoopsie Legends layout makes way more fucking sense as a team version of Hoopsie than the regular Hoopsie layout. Because, like, then, in that situation where the only reason to push a block is to benefit someone else, actually does wow, I didn't see that guy. Actually does directly benefit you, because if the person you're benefiting is a teammate, then yeah, it is the right call. Wow, Sonic's just gonna run. He's a sprinter. I can't be mad, he is Sonic. He does go fast. We're all very good at this game. I'm glad that we collectively can be good together. Fuck you, Sonic. You don't deserve any happiness. Sorry. I don't mean that, Sonic. I don't mean that. Came out a little bit stronger than intended. I don't think I can make that jump at all, so I will not even try. Fuck that guy over there. That was kind of epic. How far did that guy fall? I thought he would be on this level, but I don't even see him. Ugh, runner. Yeah, just when that person's going to keep running to eat all my tiles, there's nothing I can do. Okay. I don't want to be on the skinny part. Well, kind of fucked myself because he was ahead of me there anyways. But he's just sprinting. Oh, no, he has a brain. At the very end, he saved it. First, I was going to call him a pure fucking dumbass. With no redeemable qualities, but he brought it back. You know what? I kind of have to do this. It's going to cut my chances down. But I had to isolate. Oh, I win? Because they're fighting each other. I have to be very slow. Yes! Whoa, I fell! But it's okay! I was focused too much on the other dude to press jump with the right timing. Honestly, just fucking... That's the ultimate flex, is pretending to fall, but still winning. It was just a joke, guys. Alright. Yeah, hexes are honestly really hard now, because the only people who play are semi-decent. I'm not gonna say they're all spectacular, but... You know, who's playing Fall Guys if you're not good at this point? A new season, like, the season isn't that old. It's like a few weeks into the month, but... You know, I don't know. When they did not add nearly enough to keep it exciting. So, you know, unfortunately what that means is that people aren't going to stick around that long after the season comes out. People are going to be like, alright, well, you didn't really fucking add anything, so I'm still not going to play. There's not really any new reason that I didn't already have to play the game, so if I wasn't playing the game last season... or at the end of last season, then why am I going to keep playing on this season, right? But, you know, there are things that there's a lot of platforming mechanics that I think they could do, that are self-teachable in the same way pushing blocks are, like vines, that when you hold grab on, you can, like, shimmy around on, Ocarina of Time style. That would be interesting. You could have, you know, bouncy platforms. I mean, there's, like, I don't even need to... Like, you don't need me to tell you what they could do. This is, like, the easiest part of game design, is adding content that's easily teachable. Like, no one needs to explain these things, and, like, you know, even if someone sees vines and is like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this, literally takes one other person to climb up the vines for you to immediately go, oh, there's a grab button in this game. Maybe if I hold the grab button, I will grab onto the vines and start climbing. Right? So, there's a lot of very easy additions they could do to mix up platforming, make it more interesting. more elements, as they call them. Yeah. Instead of doing the smart thing, let's do the dumb thing, which is alternate back and forth for no reason. Instead of just waiting 2 seconds. What's another good one? Portals? I mean, you could do portals that open and close, potentially. That's something, maybe interesting. You know, the possibilities are endless, right? You don't need me to tell you. It's not super hard to figure those things out. The hard things are the games that aren't platforming. And I'll give them credit, you know. Out of the new games they added, let's see, they added one platforming game, which is the one we just played. They added Hoopsie, which is good Hoopsie. I like that Hoopsie. It's not perfect, but it's better than old Hoopsie. Even if it's got problems that could very easily be fixed. I'm gonna stop it. I need to stop myself or I'll keep going. So yeah, they added new Hoopsie. They added Wall Guys. What's the fourth one? Oh, Egg. I don't think anyone likes New Egg. New Egg is fucking trash, so I don't even know if I should commend them on it. But I will say, it is commendable that out of the new games they added, only one of them, well, let's not be too bold, because that sounds better than it is. 25% of them were platforming. Because platforming are the easiest things to make. They seem to struggle on it for some reason. Who fucking knows why? I mean, just look at what is it? Fall Mountain. Just look at Fall Mountain. I was gonna call it Jump Mountain, which is not the right game or word. But yeah, look at Fall Mountain and tell me how good they are at making platforming levels, especially at the most important moment, the final. Which is another thing that I'm, not super pleased with, is the fact that not only did they not add that many games, but also they did not add a new final, which is, I feel like everybody would be interested in more finals. Finals are hard, though. If you don't make the final amazing, people are going to hate it. But they don't seem to have a problem with that either, because Fall Mountain is definitely not amazing, and a lot of people hate it, and they haven't done anything about it. So, who fucking knows? Jump Showdown is good. There's, minor problems that are very easy to fix. The game just should not allow the platforms to fall in a way that makes it impossible to win if you're just jumping to what looks to be safe, and then it turns out that, those platforms were destined to fall, but, how could you have known? Because there is a situation where there's 5 out of the however many platforms start. One falls in the middle. Okay, sure. Which side of this 50-50 are you going to be on? They're both equally likely to be the final 2 platforms, and it's still, fairly likely that just one of each of these sides succeeds. But one of the inner platforms falls, making it impossible for you to jump across, and, there's any amount of circumstances that can make it impossible to cross that gap. There's people in the way, the bars don't line up for you, right? They do shake for a while, and yes, it would be the right decision to always be on the side with most tiles, but, it still probably just shouldn't be a situation that can happen. Anyways, Jump Showdown's fine, though. Especially since they fixed it again, making it continually get faster. No problems there. Hexagon is obviously everybody's favorite. Probably everybody's favorite. It should be everyone's favorite. It's the best game for Final. But, I get that it's hard to add a new Final. Because there is a lot of expectation around it, and there will be a lot of throwback if it's not great. Even if it's Fall Mountain level, I feel like there's more of a splashback against adding a new thing that's either as bad or worse than Fall Mountain than if it was just one of the ones that started out. Because, it is frustrating that Fall Mountain sucks, but it's you know, it's been in the game since launch. Now, is that still an excuse that's like, yeah, why is it still bad? It's been in the game since fucking launch. They should have done something about it. And they have done something about it, but not the right things, I don't think. Anyways, the point is, you can be like, alright, they wanted to keep Fall Mountain's integrity because whatever. It's one of the first games. Whereas if you add a new one, you've got all of this experience from how people have reacted to past games. I feel like there will be more splashback if you add a new final that still fucking blows. That being said, I think that half of the new games they added blow, this one included. Not the biggest fan of Wall Guys, to fill in the other blank on the bingo card. I wouldn't necessarily say Wall Guys blows, but I will say that it is... Yeah, go. I will say that Wall Guys is literally designed around a grab mechanic? Like, it's more so designed... You would think by looking at Wall Guys, you'd be like, okay, this is a game about pushing the blocks. But the fact that you can, like, ledge grab up the blocks makes it horrible. Also, just defend with me. Wizard, defend. No. Defend, Wizard. Go the other side and defend, please. Like, we can't lose if you just defend. Nope, you're a dumbass. I should have known that you were a dumbass when you just paid money for your skin instead of flexing with the ultimate gamer power of exclusively earned skins. Can you defend with me? I mean, no one's attacking, so it's not like I'm really that bummed out. But, you know, you should defend? Thank you. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck that guy! No, why are you attacking him down there? See, this is your problem. You're supposed to wait at the fucking top and push him down. You're doing it all wrong, guys. Why are you making me protect both sides? Just fucking pick a lane! Pick a lane and defend it! Why does no one understand how video games work but me? Ah! Oh well. I mean, we're gonna win anyways. It's just, you know, when you have an opportunity to be frustrated at a teammate, you're gonna take it, right? Alright, cool. Because you immediately jump down instead of protecting the only exit point. You made that way scarier than it needed to be, teammates. Like, literally, it's not wide enough for people to walk past you. If you just wait at the exit, like, you can't do anything. You can do no wrong, right? Like, I will never understand their thought process behind, I'm gonna go jump down in the area where they can easily walk past me and make it so I'm in a situation where I have to run after them, instead of utilizing the 2 choke points that are the only 2 exits to that egg basket. They're like, no. Let's mix it up a bit. Let's give ourselves a chance of losing. It'll be funny. I'm thankful that I'm on a final with a bunch of gamers who don't understand how the game works, but... Okay, I fall down. I fall down. Everyone else is completely fine. I fall down. Actually, I'm gonna go left, because left is a decent place to go if you're not first. And I was not first, because I am the unlucky. One of the chosen few that get fucked for no reason. Just started behind other people, because that's fair. Yikes. I think I speak for everyone when I say yikes. Ah, you did it, Sonic, but we're gonna have to wait a cycle anyways, so see ya. He didn't even fucking try, dude. He didn't even jump. I came in like a flash. Alright. So that feels good. It feels good when you win, when you started behind. But I don't necessarily think that... Like, don't take that as me saying it's cool that you can start behind and still win. I don't want that to be seen as a positive. Like, yeah, sure. I'm glad I won, but, you know, it also would have been cooler if, like, we had a fair start. That would have been nice. I don't know. what's there to say about Fall Guys at this point? Like, I think everyone who plays thinks the exact same thing. Well, unless you're a baby, in which case you're like, I'm just happy to be here. But, you know, they need more games, they need more variety. Remember when I was talking about how, like, I commended them for having... Like, it is commendable that they didn't just go the easy route and make platforming levels, because that is the easy route. It's really hard for people to complain about the platforming levels, because so long as the platforming level isn't complete ass, you know, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And, like, Fall Mountain would not matter. Like, I don't think anybody would complain about Fall Mountain if it wasn't the final. But the fact that it is the final, and it is so unfair most of the time, that's what makes it bad. But it's not a horrible platforming level, it's just a horrible platforming level to have as a final. So, I mean, that's the main issue with Fall Mountain. But, you know, it's pretty easy to make a platforming level that's not a final. And honestly, I would still say it's pretty easy to make a platforming level that is a final. Just, instead of giving someone an opportunity to lightly fall over and immediately get back up, like, yes, that is how most people get ahead in Fall Mountain, but that's because it's the only way of getting ahead, is if someone takes a tumble, right? There's still not that much loss if you make a mistake, and, you know, another issue I have with Fall Mountain is that most of the time you don't fall from a mistake. Most of the time you fall because you're unlucky, or had to take a risk to get ahead. Anyways, let's stop talking about Fall Mountain and get to the actual point, which is, you know, it's not that hard to make a platforming level. Especially when it's, like, meant to be accessible. Like, it's really fucking easy to make an easy platforming level. And, like, I would give them props to Night Fever, which I'm not going to say is hard, but it's definitely harder than their other platforming levels, so, you know, good on them for trying to make one that's a little, just slightly more difficult. I mean, maybe it's not the right place when Whirligig is maybe the easiest fucking platforming level I've seen in my life, and you still have people just jumping at the wrong time or not jumping at all at that final, like, rotating gate. It's a mystery. But, yeah, you know, it is cool that they chose to only add one platforming level, but if it's easier to make platforming levels, which I still hold true that it is, I would have preferred, like, 10 more platforming levels into the mix instead of one platforming level in 3 other games. But, you know, especially for marketability, which is kind of important, especially when your game is kind of, I don't want to say it's dying, but, like, you know, by definition, the numbers are going down, right? It's kind of mean to say it's dying, but that's kind of what's happening. Yeah, you definitely don't want to say, hey, we just added a shit ton of platforming levels, unless it's like an absolute fuck ton, because that's marketable as hell. If you're like, we added 40 new platforming levels, people would get hyped up for that. People would be like, wow, what the fuck? That's like double the amount of games that are currently in the pack, and also they're good ones, because they're platforming. Yeah, people would be psyched. Yeah, I'm not going to say that that's 40 is an achievable goal, but if they could get closer to 40 than they could with 4, that's for sure. 4 is just way too little. Thanks, Blue Guys, for helping us out. Never mind, I hate you. I thought you were my friends. So this is the fun part of Hoarders, where, like, the objective right decision is to defend, but still 90% of your team will go to try and get more balls when it's completely unnecessary. Thank you, thank you. That guy's got the right idea. Dude, I was in the right spot, but I choked it. This is pretty easy to get back, which is why I'm going for it, yeah. I spend a lot of my time in Hoarders doing nothing, but it's honestly pretty hard to do something. It's just not a very good game. Hoarders, it's hard to say how you'd fix Hoarders. I mean, I don't know. I don't want my stream to turn into, like, here's everything wrong with every level and here's how I could fix it, because these things do take a bit of time to think about. Coming out with an instant answer might be immediately satisfying, because it's better than thinking for fucking 10 minutes of silence, right? But that's not how you make good games. You make good games with like 30 plus minutes of silence. And they have the luxury, they have a lot of time to develop these games, but they came out with 4. Anyways, I want to get back to my old point, which was saying, while I did commend them for, who knows where this point started, by the way, I've gone on so many tangents, but it's definitely commendable that they wanted to add not just platforming levels, but I will say, I kind of take back a little bit about that statement, because 2 of the new games they added were literally just mix-ups of old games, so it still doesn't really add that much variety. Egg Siege is literally just Egg Scramble, but slightly different, and Hoopsie Legends is literally just Hoopsie Daisy, but slightly different. And, we can also talk about how Hoopsie Legends is cool, because it's better Hoopsie, but, same works in reverse for Egg Siege is not cool, because it's Egg Scramble, but way worse. Way worse. I mean, it doesn't really matter when people don't know how to play the game. Like, if people use their dummy head for mere microseconds, they would understand that there's only 2 fucking exit points to take an egg out. Like, you only need 2 people to defend. Like, most of the time when you're playing Egg Siege, I don't know what the exact average would be, because I don't really pay attention, but I would say it's like around 8 people per team, maybe less. Regardless, that's a decent amount of people per team. Only takes 2 of those. Only takes 2 of those to make it borderline impossible for people to take eggs out of your nest. Here's the fun part, though. Because there are a finite amount of eggs per Egg Siege level, if you're already in a position where you literally can't lose because you have over 1/3 of the eggs, all of your teammates should be defending. Like, that might not be the most fun way to play it, but especially in Egg Siege, when it's incredibly fucking easy to defend, it is objectively the right play for literally everybody to be defending. Because while 2 people make it near impossible for something to be stolen, if you had fucking 4 people, like, yeah, it's really hard to fit 2 people side to side on that ramp, but you could do it. You could shimmy around a little bit and fit 4 people in there if we both did the exact same thing. You could definitely fit 4 people per ramp, which, does counter my argument that it's impossible to walk by someone, but, let's not be too pedantic. Okay, just, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's all I can say about that situation. Okay, well, I can no longer push that at all because there's too many people on it. You guys. You crazy guys. Oh, thank you. Perfect fucking time. Hello? Hello?! Okay?! That's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Literally just did not pull himself up. What was that? What kind of fun feature is that? Okay, I'm gonna win this still, but didn't feel the best when that happened. I don't even know, like, what could have happened there? Was it because there was someone standing up where I would have climbed up to? But then he moved, and it still wouldn't fucking climb up. Who knows? That was frustrating, though. Fall Guys, am I right? I think that the next season will really shape the future of the game. Like, the last season should have been their opportunity to shape the future of the game, but they kinda missed the mark on that one. So they got another chance. I'm not gonna say it's absolutely impossible for Fall Guys to be more of a success than you may or may not think it is right now, but I mean, it's hard to say it's anything but a success with the amount it sold day one, right? And like within the first few weeks, they got like, it's over 1 million copies. I'm not sure how much more than 1 million, but it's over 1 million for sure. So, you know, while they had a good start, they didn't do much with it. Bit of a bummer. Gonna go this way. Alright, horse. You fucked us both. Oh, and you fucked me doubly. Actually, triply. Which is, it's where my mom grew up. Might surprise people. Alright, so that's the strat you do there. If you have to fall down early, at least fuck it up for everyone else too. Hello. Where'd you fucking show up from? Oh, okay. Alright, well, if you have to fall early, do some damage, right? That's what I've always said. Do some damage with me. Let's go. Gamers. Alright, don't do too much damage here, though. You're on damage control, buddy. I tried to grab. Didn't pan out. Okay, I thought I could make that jump, but I guess not. I'm doing damage again. There's still way too many people above me, so I have to do damage. Okay. That guy just couldn't handle the pressure or something. I'm gonna let that knight do damage to himself. Okay. Fuck me, I guess. Where do I want to go here? I have to run fast. Like, really fast. Advantage. I can get over to where that ninja is. Messenger. But only just. What the fuck? No goddamn jump ever! Ever when it matters. God fucking damn it, dude. Ugh. I feel like that was the right call. Is to dive there and then, you know, continue jumping, but it's just fucking... If there is an issue with Hex, it's the fact that... Oh, no, that's not really a problem with Hex at that point. Maybe it is, because, like, I don't know. If there is an issue with Hex, it's A, that you can fall through the fucking floor sometimes. But B, it's just an issue with the way the game's physics work, where if you're on, like, an edge of a tile in Hex, or there's other situations in the game where it does the exact same thing, like the seams in between the falling platforms on Final Jump Showdown, those eat your jump up. I mean, the seams and the ones in not Jump Showdown and just, what's it called? Jump. Rope. Jump. The one that's not the final. Those eat your jumps. It's just, I wish the controls were just slightly tighter. And I get that that's, like, by design, the controls shouldn't be tight, because the tighter the controls are, the more of a skill ceiling there is, and the more of a skill ceiling there is, you know, the less accessible the game is for new people to play. Right? You don't want Fall Guys to turn into Rocket League. But at the same time, I wish the jump button made you jump. That's the worst of it, is when you press the jump button. Yeah. Was I, you know, just immediately recovering from getting up after a dive? Yes. Oh, that was fun. Yes, I did just dive, and I get that your slow bean motherfucker takes a while to stand up. Thanks, guys. Thanks for pushing me in there. I get that. Here's the thing, though. Why? Why should I have to wait, like... I would say it's not even disingenuous to say you have to wait, like, 2 is fair. You have to wait, well, no, fuck it, I'm going back on 3. 3 seems more accurate. You have to wait, like, 3 seconds after you initially dive, including airtime, but, like, you know, assuming you're on flat terrain, you're diving from one flat position to another flat position. I would say It takes like 3 full seconds for you to get back up so you can jump again after that. Which is... It's a little long. And at least 1.5 to 2 of those seconds, you are landed on the other platform. Like, that is... And at least half a second of that, your guy is completely upright and movable, but just won't jump. So, you know, just slightly tighter controls. I'd feel a little bit better. I also just wish your guy didn't fall over for no reason sometimes. That's the worst. Yeah, I can take my jump being eaten in frustrating situations every now and then, but... You know. The fact that at literally any moment when you press the jump button, your guy just has a random chance of falling over when he lands. It's not the best. It is influenced by how many other people you have next to you. Like, if you're... But that's also very stupid and annoying. I get that if you, like, land directly on top of someone, yeah, you should probably fall over. But you will start a jump directly next to someone like this. Here, I'm gonna keep trying it. All right, it's random chance, right? You can. Sometimes when you start, there you fucking go. I started that jump and immediately fell over. Oh, what? I wasn't the fastest, and I was fucking around for a portion of that, but I wasn't even paying attention. All right, lesson. What? How many lessons have we gone through at this point in my Fall Guys career? There's a lot of lessons. Whatever the lesson we're on, don't fuck around too much. Don't fuck around too much on a second round gate crash, I think is the name of that one. But I did prove my point. My dude fell over for no reason when I started the jump, standing next to a guy. It's a little frustrating. Would I have won if that didn't happen? Potentially. Like I said, I wasn't really paying attention to what other people were doing there at all. There could have been like 5 people waiting at the exit for one last person to show up. And it wasn't me. Wasn't me. That's fine, though. This'll probably be my last one, no matter what happens. Because I'm getting the understandable amount of sick of Fall Guys. Hello. How kind of you to meet me! Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I wanted to get there fast, but instead Yep, yeah, that's... So, okay, can we talk about that? Because that's the perfect example of really bad latency in this game. The guy was on my screen... what am I doing? On my screen, the guy was pinned against the triangle, pushing me at unbelievable speeds off the edge. Not very fun. But then he just fucking rubber banded, like, warped way ahead. Meaning that on his screen, he wasn't anywhere fucking close to me. But I am punished for some reason. Maybe they just have really shitty internet or something. I don't fucking know. Whatever the reason is, I fall over. I fall over, and I don't really feel like that was my fault. A lot of the deaths afterwards were my fault. But getting dragged by the ghost of a person that's not even there, just, you know, not the most enjoyable. It really doesn't matter that much on platforming levels. Like, you can die a lot, as I showcased. You can mess up a lot in the ones that you can't die on, like Gate Crash. I did fuck around for a long time and did get punished for it, but, you know, I was fucking around for a long time. So you can mess about and still win on the platforming ones. The situations where lag is really frustrating are primarily tail tag. Jinxed, I guess, also counts. Things where grabbing really matters. That's maybe it. Fall ball. But I hear fall ball is more frustrating if you are the laggy person versus the person who has to deal with the lag. I've heard many complaints of people who are not from the correct server that they should be queuing into, talking about how the latency makes it that you touch a ball and it don't do nothing. Which I guess would equally negatively affect Hoarders, but, you know, Hoarders is bad enough. We don't need to come up with new reasons for why Hoarders is bad. Like, you know, we've already beaten it dead. People understand that Hoarders is bad. Don't need to make a whole deal about it. Let's go, together, comrades. One of us, not so significant. All three of us, together we rise. I picked the wrong side of the platform to be on. I have regrets, which is why I'll trick those guys by doing a microscopic double back into making them think I cared about the sanctity of the seesaw. I don't. I almost fucking fell over because my arm bumped into the goalpost. That would have been frustrating. But instead, I just did my cool, very awesome, epic jump and everybody clapped. I am definitely ready to move on from this, though. Hour and a half of Fall Guys, that's too much for anyone to handle. I'll probably play a bit more once the season is coming to a close, just to fill out my battle pass. Because, I don't know, for some reason I care about that. Like, here's the thing. It's a bad... It's a bad... What am I trying to say? Thought process? Idea? It's a bad thing to do. To assume that the game is going to be better. I just hope that the game gets better. And because I hope that the game gets better, I don't want to be the only loser in the club who doesn't have a completed battle pass from the first 2 seasons, right? Like, if the game is going to be good and people are going to enjoy it, I want to be looking cool too, and flexing. I was here day 1. Hey guys. Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing the pirate skin for maxing out the first season battle pass. That's right. I'm also wearing the Viking helmet for... I don't even know. What do you get for maxing out this battle pass? It's something. Probably not worth it at all, but I'll keep trying for it because I'm a dumbass. But if they do what they did last time, which was what, like the last week? Okay, let's try that again. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's try that again. I don't understand how it works. Like, do you have to... No, I just don't get it. Why sometimes he do it, sometimes he don't? He just did it there for no fucking reason. I don't understand it. Maybe don't design a game around that mechanic. Honestly, it really shouldn't even be a thing. It should not be a thing that you can dive. And, yeah, I knew that one was gonna get pushed. But that doesn't get us up there. We still have to push this one. Fine, I'll be the guy. I'll be the guy who does it. Actually, wait, what do we have to push? That's not gonna get people high enough. I think you still need to go higher than this. Never mind. I was wrong. And, wow, I really whiffed that one by my grab not doing the thing it's supposed to when you get up against a ledge. That was my bad on that one. I'll work to do better. Alright. Easy. Yeah, I don't know. If they're gonna keep the fact that you can dive and grab, at least make it more consistent. Like, make the window of opportunity bigger, make the hitbox bigger, whatever you have to do. Make it so it's more consistent. Because it's very frustrating to fucking slam your face against a wall at Mach speed when you should have gotten a ledge grab. That's just me, though. It's accessible, guys. It's accessible by having a fucking slightly technical mechanic that just works 50% of the time or less. Yeah. Sorry, guys. You should have been better at getting the 50-50 chance of grabbing. That's your fault. Wall Guys is completely fucked if you're behind, also, because you get way too many people trying to do it at the same time, which means that while you're jumping, you're gonna get grabbed from people trying to ledge grab, and it's just awful. Just fucking awful. I really think that Wall Guys... Like, here's the thing. I don't think it can ever be good. But I think it would be better if you couldn't ledge grab those blocks. I don't know. Maybe that would be worse. It's just, like, people don't even... Because, like I said, if you move the blocks, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So people try and move the blocks as little as possible. Yeah, I wasn't looking ahead. That's on me. I can still make it by not making the... I just fell for no good fucking reason. Did I fucking... Oh! Because the hitbox on that sidebar is, like, 3 times as big as it looks, I jumped and fell over because of that. That's fun. Yeah, I lose. I lose. Yeah, no, I lose. I'm the last one to lose. That's really cool. What can I say? I did fuck up the first... I want to do one more. Because that, I just... losing in that way. Ugh. I did fuck up my first jump by not looking ahead. The second jump I fucked up by jumping within a fucking meter of that sidewall and getting punished. Ugh. Just fucking miserable, dude. So yeah, I think they should tighten up the controls a bit. That is not a case, like, don't say, oh, Band-Aid solution, just make it so those side rails aren't there as close to the edge, because that's not the fucking problem. The fucking problem is that it takes a feather, just a microscopic force of influence, to make you fall over when you start a jump. I'm fine, like, yeah, if I jump into a wall at full force, make me fall over. If someone jumps into me at full force while I'm in the air, yeah, make me fall over. I get it. But if I start a jump just in the area of another person or a wall or something, you should maybe just let me jump. Let me fucking jump. It's just, I don't know. There's nothing more frustrating than starting a jump and immediately falling over. Because not only are you not going to get to where you jumped, but even if you do make it, you're gonna be on the fucking ground for like 5 fucking seconds. Which on Fruit Shoot is the end of the world. Because you just get swept away, right? It is. It's a game killer. It's a run killer. Because again, in Fruit Shoot, if you... Oh, thanks, Messenger. In Fruit Shoot, if you don't make that first jump, you're already at a huge disadvantage. Like, you can make the controls... The thing is, like, I say the controls shouldn't be, you know, they shouldn't be too tight because, yeah, the skill ceiling would get crazy and no one wants that. However, the skill ceiling is also dictated by the challenges presented. So even if you can move your guy, like, all over the map like a fucking legend, if the games leading up to the finals aren't that hard, then who cares, right? I don't know. I'm always for some interesting movement tech to get speed. I get that they don't want to do that. If I was making Fall Guys, it would be fucking Mario 64. You'd be moving all over the place. But that's, you know, it's probably not a good idea. I just, if the controls were just, I know it's like soft body physics funny, haha. But if the physics didn't have as much of a degree of influence over your day-to-day, second-to-second movement, I think things would be a lot more enjoyable. Speaking of Mario 64, though, that's, you know, another free platforming thing they could do is, like, sticky walls that you can wall jump off of. It's pretty easily understandable at a glance. Sticky walls that you can wall run across, you know? I'm not sure if the game needs more awkwardness, though, and I feel like that would definitely introduce awkwardness. Maybe don't do wall running. Climbing vines and being able to go sideways is good enough. That's good enough. But there's no shortage of ideas, right? Ideas are cheap or something. The fact that, I don't know, with their supposedly small team, all they can do is make 4 new games in a 4-month season, it just doesn't inspire hope. Doesn't inspire hope for what the game could be. Concerns me that things will always be a little bit disappointing until the game just inevitably dies. But I don't know. It's also like, so how do they keep making it like a good idea for them to keep developing the game, right? So like the way they've done it and seemingly want to do it for the future. I forgot they have microtransactions actually. Let me scratch entirely everything that I was just talking about. I was like, how are they going to monetize it in the future? Because, like, you know, new players is definitely something you can strive for, but that does get harder and harder and harder. Right? Like, you already have a player base, and if people aren't into a game, you know, they're not really going to change by adding more content, right? Same for Path of Exile. Like, I'm surprised that game keeps growing as much as it does, but, like, I feel like if people are into ARPGs, they've already given Path of Exile a try, and maybe the new content really reaches out to them, but for people who aren't into ARPGs, you're not going to hit that market. Like, it is a very specific kind of game. You know, if you don't find that kind of gameplay enjoyable, you don't find creating characters enjoyable, then you're never going to fucking play Path of Exile. So, you know, there's always a bit of market that you'll never scratch into, and if you only monetize your game from initial purchase, then it stops becoming a good idea to continue developing it. Like, Terraria is a good example of that exact thing. Technically, they did gain money from other avenues and things like collectibles and stuff that they sold, but for the most part, Terraria was exclusively a one-time purchase, and they never made any more money outside of that one-time purchase. So, you know, if they weren't getting new players, then it wasn't profitable to keep developing the game. There definitely were new players, though. Like, they did good on Terraria. I'm not going to say the last update was spectacular, because it wasn't, but that was a case where they kept developing something that may or may not have worked out for them, and it happened to work out for them. It was a risk, you know? It was a risk to keep developing Terraria past its initial release. I think it was probably influenced by the fact that, you know, Terraria didn't release in 1.0, I don't think, officially. So they did have some updates that they wanted to do before the game became finished in their eyes. And I think the last boss they added was Skeletron and, like, the dungeon stuff, and then they were like, that's 1.0. Congratulations, have fun. But I think it was probably a decent push for them to keep developing the game when, I mean, maybe they just had fun with it and wanted to add more to the game. That's perfectly fair. But I think that it probably influenced it, that maybe as they developed it pre-1.0, they saw a trend that they got more sales on every big update, which is probably true. Especially, like, some of the bigger updates. I don't know. Outside of 1.3, though, there weren't really huge updates. I guess potions count as a big update. I don't know. But yeah. So if Fall Guys was mainly monetized by its initial purchase, then I would say it's a hard choice for them to decide how they want to move in the future, and they might just drop the game if it's not getting enough new players, but I don't think that's likely, because A, I forgot they had microtransactions that may or may not be working out for them, and B, they are monetizing it into the future by having the new DLC pack with every season, it seems. And I don't mind that monetization. I do mind the microtransactions a little bit, but it's only for cosmetics, so who cares that much? Right? Who cares? It's also something that you can earn in-game, so those microtransactions are fine, but I just don't really see a need for them, right? It just seems kind of weird. So I should have 2 free rings here, potentially? At least 1. Yeah, that guy's gonna get that one before me, but I got 1 free. Oh. I didn't even think that jump was makeable, so good on you, buddy. Goldie! Oh. Wow. That was miraculous, to say the least. And really miraculous, to say the most. I will never not like that Nathan Fielder joke. It's really funny to me. Cool, I think I got that one. I'm gonna be upset if I didn't, but I'm pretty sure I did. Can you stop running into me for a change? I don't know why that guy didn't go for that. Oh, shit. You guys gotta wait for your moment. People see the gold and their eyes fucking light up like laser beams. They're like, I have to make this jump right now! Oh, dude, I love the Hulk. The Hulk better fucking win. Come on, Hulk. You can do it! No. Get the Goldie! Get the Goldie, Hulk. It's your only chance. Oh, he's gonna. Hulk, I am so fucking proud of you. So fucking proud. I mean, should we even talk about the fact that there are objective features that should have been added to the game a week after release that haven't been addressed? Like automatically spectating your partners when you're in squads? Or bringing back names? Even as an option. Like, I get it, you know. Streamers, you know, maybe I would decide to not have names depending on how bad people's Steam names are, but, you know, you could give it a shot. You can bring back names and just have this current setting as an option. Like, tons of games have that streamer mode that disables people's names and icons and stuff. So, I don't know. Definitely the spectate thing is the most frustrating. Like, it just makes it very unfun to play with other people. You have to cycle through pages of spectate to see the people you care about. Very stupid. You having fun there, buddy? Let me see, what time is it? 12:20? I think I'll keep going. Not Fall Guys, I'm gonna do Disc Room. But, yeah, I'll keep streaming for a bit. Do a bit of Disc Room after Fall Guys, after this match. After this win, after this W. Why do so many people like the Messenger skin? I guess it's just flavor of the week, right? When the Sonic skin came out, everyone was fucking Sonic. And a lot of people still are Sonic, but... I'm waiting for my chance. Ah, fuck, dude. I really wanted the one everyone was standing on to go. You're very cool. That guy has grabbed me multiple times, so he's enemy number 1. And because he's not very good at it, he's probably going to be number 1 to fall. But he's fucking trying. The bar isn't even going fast enough to grab people right now. Oh my god, we got a lot of grabby boys way too early. I hate that. Well, Hot Dog fell at least. At least Hot Dog fell. Horse, you better not betray me. gonna be so fucking pissed. Oh, that guy fell. And okay, those guys fell. Oh, only one of them? It's okay. I'll have fun back here. Oh, horse is out. I don't want to grab just yet, because people are still falling, despite there being no challenge. That guy was going for me. What? What? I thought for sure I was gonna have to grab the last guy. They just fell? Okay. Cool. I also didn't pay attention if that started faster than it used to. It felt about the same speed, honestly. Maybe they slowed it down again. Who knows? Whatever. It's Fall Guys. Medieval madness. Very, very cool. Very cool and awesome. It is fun to game today. Today was a good game. I am gaming. I'm sorry. Is there anything I really care about? I guess I'll, T-Rex is kind of cool. I really like this color. It's shiny. But shiny in like a sneaky way that people don't even know you're shiny until they look really hard. I like it. Glorious? How did I get 3 crowns? I thought it just said I had 2 seconds ago. I only won twice today. Did I start out with a crown? I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. Cool. I'll buy both of these. Both purchase. I am officially done with Fall Guys for now. I'm not saying I'm never gonna stream it again, obviously. I'll, game security violation detected! What the fuck? I'm a cheater? Apparently I'm a cheater, guys. Game violation detected. It was probably OBS. I couldn't get the game to capture earlier, because I forgot to enable anti-cheat workaround thingy, whatever it's called. So that's probably why that was telling me I'm a cheater. Let's get the keyboard display out here.